As gynecologists and reproductive medicine specialists, as obstetricians and as imaging specialists, we on a day-to-day basis are hampered if there is no ultrasound. Ultrasound has become an essential tool of our daily lives, and it has become an extension of our hand. In this, what I am going to tell is what is the probe and what are the components of the probe, and how, if we understand the components of the probe, it makes a world of difference in our understanding and usage and care of the probe. For example, this is the probe which we use for small parts, and the small parts can be the breast, the thyroid, the scrotal ultrasound. And in the area of reproductive medicine, we are using it for scrotal ultrasound, and I'll show you what we don't understand seldom. We only look at couple of components in this. We only look at what is the frequency of this probe, and the frequency of this probe is between 3 to 16 megahertz probe. Apart from that, we seldom understand the construction of the probe. We also look at the marking of the probe, and a few times we look at the knob here, but we don't try to look at and understand beyond this point. If we divide the probe into three parts, we can divide the probe into a topmost part, the middle part, the shield, the cable, but we also have a connecting adapter. So let's talk about the probe. The probe has a top covering, which is basically a protective covering, and on this behind that there is a lens which focuses the area of sound beam, and below that you have a flexible circuit boards which are connected to receive the signals, and then you have thousands of cables or wires which are 1 to 10 micrometers in size, that is as thin as the hair, and these connect together, and then a miniature cable is formed here, following which we have something called a shield relief. The meaning of this shield relief is, as we catch the probe like this, it undergoes a lot of stress and strain, and the commonest problem or situation we have is a breakage at this portion. So the ultrasound manufacturers have added this plastic extra dimension not to have wear and tear at the interconnection of a hard thing and a soft thing. As we go on to this cable has these wires. It's not a computer wire, it's a sensitive piece of equipment, and you should take precautions that you protect the cable, and the cable should not be lying on the floor, you should not put a feet on the cable, nor your wheels of your ultrasound machine should run on this cable. If that happens, then your quality of signaling comes down. So that's the importance of this. And as the machine people, what they do is they also give a hanger here at this point where you can hold the probe here. And the most important thing is these holders are designed to hold that particular probe. That's the reason they have different types of adapters here depending on the architecture of the probe. As we look at the cable is connected to the adapter which goes into the ultrasound machine. It is like any other adapter or a cable, an interface between the peripheral and the central processing device. And on this you have a lock. You unlock it in this way, then pull the place out. Then you see And again you have a shield here. The importance of this shield here is so that the shear and the strain of a hard part and a soft part does not produce damage. And then you have a switch on and off, which you can use it to lock and unlock it. The same thing when I show it this way. As I lock it and unlock it, you see the movements of this puncture. And then when you examine this, have you ever looked at this aspect of this thing? They are actually 240 interconnecting devices in which the image that is captured here is transferred into an electrical signal, then into a digital signal, and then it is transferred into the computer. Ultrasound is nothing but a computer, and then this is again transmitted to the computer. This is how we have for our printers or the USB cables, where this is an interface of passing and removing the cables. When it is attached like other ports in ultrasound, like a serial port or a parallel port, it's a communication device between this probe and this thing. And then you have a snugly fitting place. Once you fit the adapter to the machine, you fix it by rotating the lock and verify whether it's intact. And when you look at this shield, it is protecting the cable, and as you bring it up, there is a hook here which will help you to hold your cable and prevents the damage. This is what you should do and understand about your ultrasound probe. There is a transfer of the central processing unit and the peripheral device, which will help us to have a good quality imaging, and this is how we do it for a scrotal ultrasound probe, which can be same used for a breast ultrasound and also a thyroid or superficial structures.